Hey, what's up YouTubers? It's me again, Brian, aka Gamer55551, and I am back with a video review. And for this review, we're going to be taking a look at New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe for the Nintendo Switch, a port of the original New Super Mario Bros. U that was released. That was a launch title for the Nintendo Wii U back in 2012. And if you're interested in any gameplay footage of me playing the game, I'll have a link in the description below. Mario, one of the most iconic video game characters out there, though. To me, Mario is like what Mickey Mouse is to Disney, and what Mickey Mouse is Disney, what Bugs Bunny is to Warner Bros. In a way. And over the last 20 to 30 years, apologize if I get the date wrong, apologize if I get the years wrong or anything like that, Mario has entertained us with different varieties of games. Some of his 3D outings are great, but for me, it's his 2D outings is that what got me into video games as of today. And some of my favorite 2D Mario games have always been games such as Super Mario Bros. 3, as I consider the greatest video game ever made, Super Mario World, and Yoshi's Island Super Mario World 2. Those three, to me, remain one of my favorite 2D entries as far as the 2D Mario games go. The new Super Mario Bros. Series that Nintendo has recently done, while they don't live up to the expectations of what Super Mario Bros. 3 or Super Mario World or Yoshi's Island have been, they're still fun games nevertheless. Whether it was the first one with the new Super Mario Bros. DS, to New Super Mario Bros. Wii, to New Super Mario Bros. 2, to New Super Mario Bros. U. The games were always fun and enjoyable, even if they don't live up to that expectation that games like Super Mario World and Super Mario Bros. 3 that I mentioned. So it was kind of interesting, and not to mention rumors that went around, to hear that the fact that Nintendo was porting over a version of New Super Mario Bros. U to the Nintendo Switch. And I will honestly say, after spending a couple of times with the game though, I honestly will say that it is still a fun and enjoyable Mario Bros. Game, but that's going to depend on certain perspectives on this. So why don't we get started with our pros and cons, and we'll start off first with the pro. First one to talk about is the gameplay. As always, the game follows the classic 2D tire and true formula that Mario is known for. Going through a level, collecting 100 coins to get 1-ups, finding little hidden secrets throughout any of the levels, and of course collecting the power-ups. And this game doesn't do anything different. If you played the original Wii U version back in 2012, you'll feel right at home with this one right away. Some new things they added into it is now the ability to play as either Nabbit, as you can see right here in the box, or Toadette, though. Both of them act as sort of like an easy mode. Nabbit, basically you can go through the level without getting hit or anything like that, although I understand you can't collect power-ups, while Toadette, if I'm saying the name correctly, gets the super crown that turns her into Peach, that allows her to float in the air much longer than the costume that Mario and the other characters wear though. It's worth pointing out that the thing with Toadette is what started the whole Bow's Wet thing from last year, which I certainly did not have an issue with that though. Some may argue they're considered easy mode, and that might be true, but it's a nice addition to have, especially if you never played a Mario game before, and sort of this is a way to sort of ease into it a little bit, but it is a nice addition. But overall, classic 2D Mario gameplay, something that I grew up with, something I still enjoy and still love even after all these years. The next thing I do want to talk about is the content in this game, and basically you're getting not only the new Super Mario Bros. U, but you're also going to get the new Super Luigi U as well. Luigi U is basically what is considered to be a hard mode for New Super Mario Bros. U, where basically not only are the game's levels difficult and challenging, not that New Super Mario Bros. U has their own set of difficulties, it does, and there are levels that will push your platforming skills. Luigi U takes it to a whole new level, especially the part where basically you have only 100 seconds to complete the complete that level and all that stuff. So it does add a bit of pressure and so forth. So it's nice that they added this as well, which, from what I understand, it leads up to a total of like 160 courses in the game. So there's certainly a good amount of content in here as well. And last but not least, I will say the visuals. I will say the visuals for the game still hold up pretty well. I mean, they're not super special. They're not going to blow you away the way like Mario Odyssey did, but the game still looks nice even today, especially one level in particular, and that is the Painted Swampland, and that's in the Soda Jungle level. That level looks good. It looks like an art style, has a unique sort of art style to it as well, and that's really a very what I consider the most impressive level in the entire game. So visually speaking, the game looks nice. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we're going to get to part 2, which is the con, so we'll take a little break, and we will be right back. Okay, and we are back with part 2 of our video review of New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe for the Nintendo Switch. So now that I gave you my pros, why don't we get started with the cons? And just like with the pros that I had 3 cons, I also have 3 as well. So let's start off with the first one. Now, as I mentioned in the pros though, I talked about the visuals. I thought that the game still looked good, even though this is a port of the 2012 New Super Mario Bros. U, originally for the Wii U. Though, and even one of the levels, the Painted Swampland from the Soda Jungle, is probably one of my favorite looking levels in New Super Mario Bros. U. That said, while I don't view the game as looking awful or terrible, I have to say there are other better looking 2D platformers that have been out there. Some that ring a bell are games like, say, Rayman Origins and Rayman Legends, and of course games like Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. I feel that those games, visually speaking, look way better than, say, New Super Mario Bros. U does. New Super Mario Bros. U, the world, while it looks impressive, feels, well, a little bit, well, outside of the Painted Swampland level, it feels a little bit, well, dead compared to, like, say, a game like Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, where even in the background, everything feels like it's coming to life and all that part. Again, I'm not saying the visuals are awful looking or anything like that, though. I just feel that there are other 2D platformers out there that look better than what New Super Mario Bros. U or Luigi U does. The next one I want to talk about is Nabbit and Toadette. Now, Nabbit and Toadette are basically what you would say those are like the easy mode for those who may have a hard time with the game and so forth, especially with the difficulty and all that stuff. And that's fine to have this as an optional choice. The problem is if you're playing this game playing it with 4 players though, which excuse me, which is certainly fine and everything, is you could play this as couch co-op. The problem is that you have to, for the other 2 players, they'll have to play as either Nabbit or Toadette, which is basically the easy mode characters, which is a little bit unfortunate if you don't want to play those characters and you want to play like either the Toads or Mario and Luigi. So I am a little disappointed they took out the other generic Toad. Instead, you have to be forced to play these characters and all that stuff. Another problem with Toadette is that when you get the Super Crown, unless you're playing as her, you're not going to be able to use the Super Crown with any other character. The Super Crown is only for the Toadette character and her only though. So it could be a bit of a problem because there may be maybe it will take up the space that carries a lot of your items since you're limited to a certain amount, and you may have to either sacrifice an item for that space and so forth. So it could be a bit of an issue. So while it's nice that they had this easy mode where you can play as either Nabbit or Toadette, I will say that it's a little unfortunate that you're basically forced to use them if you're playing, say, playing the game with either 3 to 4 players. And last but not least, though, This game's really going to boil down whether it's worth a purchase or not. If you missed it out on the first time, then it's probably worth taking a look at. However, if you already played this game, if you've already played New Super Mario Bros. U and Luigi U, it might be a hard sell for some, especially to consider to double dip on this though. While it's not necessarily a bad package or anything like that, especially considering you're getting, according to what the game is saying, 160 courses, I will admit it is a little bit difficult to sell this to some people, especially since we've gotten like other platformers or say games like Mario Odyssey that came out, to the fact that I am a little disappointed they didn't take this opportunity to put like maybe some brand new courses or all that stuff. It also is one of the reasons why I'm kind of mixed with this game coming out to Switch. Not saying I'm against it, I'm saying I don't have an issue with it coming to Switch, but I can't help but feel that it would have been better if they did a new Super Mario Brothers Switch game or anything like that. So it might be a hard sell for some who've already played the living daylights out of New Super Mario Bros. U. For new people, it might be worth taking a look at, but for others, it's going to be a hard sell to convince them to put down $60 for it. Overall, I still enjoy New Super Mario Bros. U, despite even with the name Deluxe on it though. The gameplay is still fun, it's classic 2D Mario game. It still provides a very tough challenge, especially testing your 2D platforming skills in the game, and it still is an enjoyable game to be exact. I think the problem is figuring out whether it's worth that double dip or not, and that might be an issue for some, and it might be an issue for some, it may not be an issue for others to be exact. So I still enjoy the game, but that doesn't mean that there are other platforms that have come out that at this point it does somewhat of a better job than what New Super Mario Bros. U has done. Like, in other words, I feel like Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze is sort of a better game. It's sort of better than New Super Mario Bros. U. Not that I'm saying Super Mario Bros. U is bad, but I just feel Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze is sort of the better game. So, this is the first time ever doing this, but in terms of a score on a scale between 1 and 5, I'm going to give this game, oh, that's my phone. I'm going to give this game a 3. I'm going to give it a 3. I still enjoy this game though. I still think it is fun with the classic 2D Mario game though. I think the problem that holds it back is the fact that there are other better looking games than New Super Mario Bros. U. The forcing you to either play Nabbit or Totally if you're playing it in a 3 or 4 player game. And the fact that it's kind of a hard sell to convince people if you already played the heck out of this game. So it might be a difficult sell to those people. To new people, I would say check it out, especially if you want to try out a 2D platform. But for everyone else, you have to consider whether it's worth a double dip or not. So on a scale of 1 to 5, I'm going to give New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe a 3 out of 5. Okay, this concludes this video review of New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. And again, these are my opinion. What are yours? What are your thoughts about New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe? Do you think this is a game that you think it was worth porting this over to the Nintendo Switch? Do you think it would have been better if Nintendo just created a brand new Super Mario Bros. Game for the Nintendo Switch, to be exact? Is this a game worth picking up? Is it worth picking up again even if you already beat it? Is it not worth picking up at all? Do you agree with my review? Do you disagree? Do you have a difference of opinion? As always, sound off on the comment section below. Let me know what you think. And I hope you hit that like button. I would appreciate it. And I hope you do subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you do, make sure you hit the bell icon for notifications of any new videos I do. Also, feel free to share this video if you want to. And feel free to donate to my channel if you like. You can do it through PayPal Me or Patreon. Links will be in the description of this video. And I will see you again next time when I do another video. Hopefully that'll be soon. Until then, from Southern California, I wish you all a good evening then. Bye!